like the first morning. Blackbird is spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung from completeness where its feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world.
with harmony. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. You are invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 sweet peace with harmony.
Your family and relations, where there's peace and harmony. Bring your family and relations, where there's peace and harmony. Bring your ancestors, all the children you have raised, peace
every time I thought I got it right, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse of how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes, turn and face the strange changes. Don't want to be a richer man. Changes, turn and face the strange changes. You're gonna have to be a different man. Time may change me, but I can't trace time. I watch the ripples change their size, never leave the stream, warm and permanent sand. So the days float through my eyes, but still the days seem the same. And these children that you spit on as they try to change their worlds are immune to your consultation. They're quite aware of what they're going through. Changes, turn and face the strange changes. Don't tell them to grow up and out of it. Changes, turn and face the strange changes. Where's your shame? You left us up to our necks in it. Time may change me, but you can't trace time. Change fascination, fascinating me. Changes are taking the piss I'm going through. Changes, turn and face the strange changes. Well, look out, you rock and rollers. Changes, turn and face the strange changes. Pretty soon you're gonna get older. The time may change me, but I can't trace time. I said that time may change me, but I can't trace time.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe, my grandma we are. For each child universe who we are.
And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night.
When you were young, you believe all the fairy tale stories they tell of the gold at the end of the rainbow, and the wish you could buy with a coin in a well, and that dreams do come true if only you truly believe. You just wish on a star with all of your heart. But when you are older and wiser, you'll see that if wishes were horses, beggars would ride, and you'll never learn how to be satisfied, wasting time waiting around for some rainbow's end to be touching the ground. When I was young, I was certain that one day our ship would come in, and when the hard times were over, we'd be rolling in clover, but watching for signs of the sails on the wind. Seasons pass by, and my dreams rolled away on the tide. Oh, it's easy to wait and rely upon fate, but you'll own your own luck once you decide. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride, and you'll never learn how to be satisfied, wasting time waiting around for some rainbow's end to be touching the ground. banish your fears. Well, I remember as if yesterday how for so long my song tenderly lulled you to sleep. But now as you write your own lullabies, here is a lesson I hope you will keep. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride, and if you would learn how to be satisfied, don't you waste your time waiting around, 'cause that rainbow's end never touches the ground. Oh, if wishes were fishes, we'd all take a bite. You can wish on the stars every night if you like. In the end, it's still up to you to make all those wishes come true. What will you do? What will you do? What will you do to make them come true? What will you do? What will you do? What will you do to make them come true? What will you do? What will you do? What will you do to make them come true? What will you do? What will you do? What will you do to make them come true?
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will. We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know we're there. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going. We know we're there. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going. We'll know we're there. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll know we're there.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to virtual worship with the Unitarian Universalist Church of Silver Spring. I am Carolyn Zavadkin, today's worship associate. My pronouns are she, her, hers. This month, our theme for worship is imagination. Today, we will be considering the ways that imagination can be harmful and how we can break from the limits of how others imagine who and what we are. I'm glad all of us are here together, taking advantage of the ways we can connect across distance and difference in community. Whether you are joining us live or watching this service after the broadcast, I'm so glad you are here. I'd also like to welcome anyone who is joining us for the first or second time. Mary Beth Lerner is our welcoming captain and will be glad to answer your questions in the chat. Mary Beth will also be available during virtual coffee hour after the service. If you are watching live, you can log into Google to participate in the chat in real time. To help protect privacy, comments will not be available for later playback, but during the service they are very public, so please keep that in mind. Also, please note that the live chat has certain safety features to prevent disruptive comments, so you won't be able to post special characters or complete web addresses. American Sign Language interpretation is available in a separate Zoom room for those who are deaf or hard of hearing. If you need help finding that link, please ask in the chat or email thetechsupport@uucss.org to get that link. In a few minutes, everyone will be invited to light our flaming chalices, so now is a good time to get a chalice, a candle, or even a flashlight so you can join in kindling the flame of community. But first, let's take a moment to say thank you to all those who have made today's service possible. Please join me in the words on your screen as we light our chalices and reaffirm our congregational commitments. May this light warm our hearts in love and caring and guide us in the ways of truth. As we gather here for worship, we pledge ourselves to the endless search for truth, to the right of each to believe as mind, heart, and conscience dictate, to accept the responsibilities this freedom commands, and to implement our belief in the essential worth and dignity of every human being.
Since what we choose is what we are, and what we love we yet shall be. The goal may ever shine afar, the will to reach it makes us free.
Spirit of life, growing in our hearts, brought forth by our hands, calling always for us to love and embrace the new, the other. In this gathering made holy by each and every one of us, giving thanks, grieving losses, singing praises, and asking why, open our whole selves to one another's true selves. Free us from the barriers that exist only in our minds, so that we can delight in the growth and joy kindness and challenge humanity has to offer. Come, let us worship together.
Now let's join in singing, "There's a River Flowing in My Soul." The words to the song will appear on your screen.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my mind, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing. 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 There's a river flowing in my soul.
Good morning. A lot of you may recognize the words on my mask. It says Black Lives Matter. I have some other things I can wear that say the same thing, and I bet maybe you and some of your parents do too. I remember a few years ago when the Black Lives Matter movement began, and I started to wear a bracelet with those words on it every day. I remember the people who would see it and say thank you, and I remember others who would see it and ask me questions in an angry voice. Questions like, wait, don't all lives matter? It's strange, isn't it? That such a simple phrase can make people feel so many different things. Some people don't understand it and it makes them angry. But no matter what, it's important for us to keep saying it because it's true. Black lives matter, even when the world doesn't always treat Black people as if that's true. But it should. And as Unitarian Universalists, part of our faith practice is to do what we can where we are to make the world a more fair, kind, and just place for everyone. If you should ever be made to feel like you don't matter, if you should ever notice someone else being made to feel that their life doesn't matter, I want you to remember how very wrong a thing that is. You are somebody. You are important. Black lives and gay lives, Indigenous lives and trans lives, and immigrant lives matter. And each and every life is precious. This is what our first principle means. the inherent worth and dignity of every person means that every person matters. There is no person who ever has been or ever will be who is not precious, who is not deserving of care, comfort, and happiness. So to end our time for all ages today, I thought I'd share a video with you. This video shows one way we can all remind ourselves of our worth, our preciousness. Each and every person is somebody.
Ready on the stump? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I am. Somebody. I am. Somebody. I may be poor. But I am. Somebody. I may be young. But I am. Somebody. I may be on welfare. But I am. Somebody. I may be small. But I am. Somebody. I may make a mistake. But I am. Somebody. My clothes are different. My face is different. My hair is different. But I am. Somebody. I am black, brown, white. I speak a different language. But I must be respected, protected, never rejected. I am God's child. I am somebody. Give yourself a big hand.
In this congregation, we take time each week to share the most important pieces of our lives with one another. Each and every Sunday, we have the opportunity to learn of the greatest joys and the greatest sorrows in other people's lives and to share our own. And we do this because bearing witness to one another's lives is a sacred act. If you are worshiping with us live today, I invite you to type your joys or sorrows into the chat box during the music. Everything shared in the chat box is public during the live broadcast, so please keep that in mind as you decide what you'd like to share. If you need additional support, please send an email to layministers@uucss.org, and either they or I will be in touch. But you don't have to be a lay minister to reach out to someone whose joy or sorrow touches your heart today. So please, make a note of those people you may wish to call or send a card or an email this week. And if you are watching this as a recording later, I invite you to take this time to hold your joys and sorrows in your heart and to lift up in prayer and loving regard all those who are in need. Let us now open our hearts to the joys and sorrows this gathered community has to share. Spirit of becoming, maker of all things new, we have gathered together this morning like so many other mornings after a week of great importance and with a mixture of emotions. We have gathered with joy for life's blessings and with sorrow for all that has been lost, all who have been harmed, all who have died, all who are suffering, all who have been treated by people and policies as if they are nobodies, as if their lives do not matter. In the words of the poem shared by National Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman at Wednesday's inauguration, we've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith, we trust. For while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. We give thanks that the inauguration unfolded without violence, even as we mourn the show of force believed to be necessary to ensure that safety. We give thanks that the new administration is taking this pandemic seriously and has a carefully developed plan to help guide us out of this nightmare. In the days ahead, may we remember that the end of the last presidency does not mean an end to the work to perfect this union. Now is the time when our service for love, for truth, for justice can bear more fruit. May President Biden, his administration, our government, and each and every one of us serve truth, love, and justice. And in doing so, may the community we bring about, the bills we pass into law, the policy signed into effect, affirm the dignity and worth of every single person. May it be so. Amen.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul, in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul, in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul, in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul, in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul, in my soul.
Our reading this morning is a very short one. It's just a few sentences from the book Emergent Strategy by Adrienne Marie Brown. She writes, "We are in an imagination battle. Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown and Renisha McBride and so many others are dead because in some white imagination they were dangerous. And that imagination is so respected that those who kill based on imagined, radicalized fear of Black people are rarely held accountable. Imagination has people thinking they can go from being poor to a millionaire as part of a shared American dream. Imagination turns brown bombers into terrorists and white bombers into mentally ill victims. Imagination gives us borders, gives us superiority, gives us race as an indicator of ability. I often feel I am trapped inside someone else's imagination, and I must engage my own imagination to break free." When we think of imagination, many of us think about the fun parts. The fun we've had as children at playtime, imagining finally getting to do all of the things we miss most during this pandemic. That first hug, that first dinner out at a restaurant, that first pedicure. We might imagine what it would be like to win the lottery, where we would travel, paying off all that student debt, never having to clean the house again. And here at church, we do a lot of imagining the world we feel called to manifest, a world that doesn't just work for the wealthy and the powerful, but works for all people. But imagination is not always a force for good. Some of us may spend too much time imagining things as we wish they were, without taking much action to help make them that way. Others might find it difficult to stop imagining things, troubling things, things we know probably won't happen, and yet the thoughts still come. But sometimes it's someone else's idea of who we are supposed to be that is the problem. Many of us have our own stories of breaking free from roles and ideals that society, our families, our first faiths might have assigned to us. Some among us have had to break free of other people's ideas of what women should do and be in the world, having to fight to get into majors like math and science, and then deal with professors asking why they weren't at home making dinner for their husbands. Some among us have had to break free of other people's ideas about gender, facing doctors who don't understand, putting up with invasive questions about their bodies. And as we heard just moments ago in our reading, a great many people in this country have been harmed because of how the white imagination has defined who they are. In her book, Citizen, an American Lyric, Claudia Rankine writes, "Because white men can't police their imagination, Black men are dying." In an interview with The Guardian in 2015 about her book, she said, "When white men are shooting Black people, some of it is malice, and some an out-of-control image of blackness in their minds. Darren Wilson told the jury that he shot Michael Brown because he looked like a demon. And I don't disbelieve it. Blackness in the white imagination has nothing to do with black people. You may be as familiar with the statistics as I am, but here they are anyway. According to a study done by Mapping Police Violence, black people were more than 3 times as likely to die from encounters with police as whites were in 2019. In the same year, 24% of all police killings were of black people, while black people make up only 13% of the population. And according to the same study, 99% of all officers involved in police killings faced no criminal charges. And this happens not only because of white America's image of blackness, but because of its image of whiteness. It is the same image of whiteness, what whiteness is, what whiteness confers, that made it possible for former President Trump to incite an armed insurrection in the Capitol and not be removed from office. It is the same image of whiteness that allowed the largely white group of insurrectionists to leave the grounds of the Capitol of their own volition, while far too many peaceful protesters have left that supposed temple to democracy in police vans or even body bags. From its formation, this country chose to privilege wealthy white men over and above everyone else. And while some laws and protections have changed, the white imagination that shaped the American government and systems and institutions is still a very powerful force. In the white imagination, freedom is quantitative. It is transactional. Freedom for others must therefore mean less freedom for you. And the white imagination is manipulated in every single election in order to try and keep working class and poor people of all colors from uniting and finally breaking the power that moneyed interests has over our government. The white imagination is a powerful force for harm, but it is not the only powerful sense of imagination. Our liberal religious movement is one of many and has its own painful threads of history, but we share a powerful image of who and what our communities are called to be and do in the world. Our tradition is one that recognizes how precious freedom is, and that it is not meant to be hoarded, but something that gets stronger and better as it is shared and spread and cracked wide open. We may not all imagine the details the same way, but our vision of a world community that works for all people, where every life truly matters, overlaps and intersects with the visions of many other religions and secular movements and traditions. It is with these shared visions and imaginings we can work to break free from the hold that white imagination has on us and on this country. One of the most powerful ways we break free from other people's images of who we are and should be is by reimagining ourselves. And art, music, and other forms of expression are a huge part of what makes that possible. In Art as Religious Studies, a book he co-edited, the late Reverend Dr. Doug Adams writes these words: "For those living in oppressive situations, social justice means integration. The human imagination contributes to this personal integration through interiorization. To be imaginative means that we have the ability to respond to the reality around us. The visual arts are a way in which we can modify our world with its oppressive structures so that we can responsibly engage it. If the world of sinful structures dominates, we may be forced to come to a standstill. Through the human imagination, art provides movement by generating a sense of being at home with ourselves, of being familiar with ourselves. The way we can be just to ourselves and just for others is by acquiring this sense of intimacy that allows us to move out of ourselves because we have experienced goodness in our inner selves. Such intimacy is possible in the imaginative life nurtured by the visual arts. Audre Lorde has also written about the importance of expression to growing our own imagined senses of self. In Poetry is Not a Luxury, she writes, "The white fathers told us, 'I think, therefore I am.' And the black mothers in each of us, the poet, whispers in our dreams, 'I feel, therefore I can be free.' Poetry coins the language to express and charter this revolutionary awareness and demand, the implementation of that freedom." In a world very much still structured according to the male imagination, the straight imagination, the cis imagination, the white imagination, it is a holy and a necessary task to reimagine who we are, to understand ourselves not in relationship to some dominant image of who we should be, but as we truly are. And it is holy and necessary to invite others into our imaginations, not as we've been told they are, but in the fullness of who they truly are. In a society that has told retail employees and restaurant waitstaff, teachers and medical professionals, elders and children that their lives don't matter as much as other people's right to make money, it is sacred work to reimagine and reclaim our sacred worth. In a world that operates as if exactly the opposite is true, it is holy to proclaim the truth through word and deed, song and visual arts that Black lives and Indigenous lives, trans lives and disabled lives and immigrant lives and gay lives matter. They are precious. In a world so shaped by imagination, in a world that treats so many people as nobodies, it is a holy thing to know that we are somebody, and so is everybody else. May it be so. Amen.
I now invite each and every person tuning into the service, whether live or late at a later time, to make a financial offering to this congregation. Your offering today will help fuel the flame of this community and make our ministries and programs possible. But most importantly, making an offering will allow you to practice generosity, to contribute to a community that can do more good together than any of us can do alone. There are 3 ways you can make your financial gift to this congregation. The first is by downloading the Give Plus mobile app from Vanco to set up an account. The second way to give is by using your phone to text a message to 833-880-1363. If the app or texting just don't work for you, the third way to give is by mailing a check directly to the church. All of the information you need for all 3 of these methods is on your screen now and will appear again toward the end of today's service. Every program, our different ministries, and all of the support, music, and fellowship of this congregation is possible, not because we charge people to participate, not because we attach a fee to all we do. It's possible through our shared generosity. I hope you will join me in making an offering and thanks for all that UUCSS means to you. The offering will now be given and received with gratitude.
We're soaring, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can like a wave the ocean just can't control.
Connected by a feeling, ooh, in our very souls.
Rise until it lifts us up, so everyone can see. We're breaking free,
Soaring,
climbing.
there's not a star in heaven that we can't reach.
If we're trying,
Yeah, we're breaking free.
ooh, we're breaking free.
Running,
Climbing to
get to that place to be all that we can be.
now's the time.
So we're breaking free.
Ooh, we're breaking free. More than hope, more than faith.
This is truth, this is faith, and together we see it coming.
More than you, more than me.
Not a want, but a need, both of us breaking free. Soaring,
Flying.
there's not a star in heaven that we can't reach.
If
If
we're
we're
trying,
trying,
yeah, we're breaking free.
breaking free. We're running,
Ooh, climbing
get to the place to be all that we can be. Now's the time, so we're breaking free.
Ooh, we're breaking free. You know
The world can see us
in a way that's
different than who we are.
May the gifts we have given fuel the flame of our commitment, empower us to serve out our mission, and give the life we share the shape of truth, love, and justice.
Hello, UU family. I'm going to sing a song with you called Shine on Me. It's an amazing spiritual that anybody can sing. And in these days when the things that we're dealing with, the feeling separate and all of that, and things seem so hard, this is one of those songs that you just throw your head back, put it in your medicine kit. All you have to do is ask. And here's how it goes. Shine on me, oh shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh shine on me. Yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Lift me up, oh, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up, oh, lift me up. Yes, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up. Oh, hold me close. Yes, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold me Yes, hold me close, oh, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse, please, hold me close. Oh, shine on me, shine on me, yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Oh, shine on me. Yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on all you have to do is just ask. The light is always there. Always. Always. Hallelujah.
Please join me in the words of chalice extinguishing. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again.
Go in peace, friends, remembering the sacred worth of all, and that the light from the lighthouse shines, lifting us up, holding us close, guiding us home. Amen.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free. God knows I want to break free. I've fallen in love. I've fallen in love for the first time. This time
light still goes